help, right? Do they need help or do they not need help, right? So today the agenda is let's talk about, try to find the warning signs, try to see what is the cause of this rising mental health issues in our children and how can we support them, basically, right? So we all have children. We all struggle with everyday questions. Why is our children not behaving the way we want them to behave, right? What's going on? We give them everything that we have. We give them more than enough. Some parents say, okay, we didn't have anything. Our children have everything, but still they're not happy. Are we giving them more? Are we giving them less? There are a lot of questions, right? And then, what's wrong with them? Are they not sharing with us because there is something wrong with us? Or is there somebody else influencing them not to share with us? Is there friends? Is there the teachers, the environment? What's going on, right? And growing up, we didn't have as much as our kids had. Basically, we did have stuff, but we didn't have what we provide them. So some people say, oh, is it, are we spoiling them? And that's why they're reacting to us this way. We never did that to our parents, right? But the problem here is, actually, when we were growing up, we didn't see so much. We didn't have exposure. Our kids have exposure. What kind of exposure? Well, they have, we were growing up, we were having all these people around us too. Social media, the most beautiful part of our life. We can't live without it. We have to be on the reels nonstop. So what is this? Social media. Okay, we don't give kids social media at home. They have it outside the home. They're usually using Chromebooks in the school, right? And even if you are not telling them something, they already know it. Okay, so why are they acting this way then? They have exposure of war. We did have exposure of war too. We knew that wars are happening from forever, right? Since the beginning of the mankind. But we didn't see the wars. They are not the same way we are. When we were growing up, we knew the wars are happening, but we didn't see them. We heard them on news channels. We read about them on the newspapers, but we didn't actually experience the turmoil of war. Our kids know what happens when a bomb blasts. Our kids know the actual racism. They deal with it. Their intersectionalities are non-stop, contrasting with other intersectionalities. Every day they are fighting within themselves. Are we good enough? Why are we being treated differently, right? Why can't we be the same, right? And then what happens is when we see them in emotional turmoil, sometimes we start blaming, right? Who do we blame? We blame other people. We blame friends because the children are showing us attitude. We blame them. We blame us. Maybe our parenting is not right. Maybe we are doing something wrong, right? The reality is the children actually tell us what's going on. We are not able to hear it. They express it. They express it through their behaviors. You can see it. All of a sudden, you will see sleep change, appetite change, energy level change. Either they are super hyperactive or they are just sitting there, not doing anything, right? They're too happy. Again, so don't only look for sadness. Are they too happy? Why are they too happy? That's another thing that we have to look for now. Because kids learn to mask. And especially nowadays, they know not to tell parents because they can get in trouble. So they mask happiness, right? Then Okay, so what we do is like when we notice there's a change, we look towards causes. What's making them this way? Is it a friend? Is it something they learn in the school? Is it something they saw in the TV? What's going on? Instead of that, we need to focus on behavioral patterns. Our focus is in the wrong direction, and that's why we can't get to the bottom of the problem, right? We need to focus on behaviors, not the causes. So we know when it starts, everybody knows that 1 in 5 children, the news is telling every day 1 in 5 children are experiencing mental health problems, and we have to do something about it. But what can we do when we don't know, right? So if we all take a deep breath and just repeat, my children are not difficult, they are communicating. How are they communicating? We're going to look into it, but they are just communicating. We are not failing, we are actually learning, right? So we have to change our own mentality. Remember, we cannot change some other people's behavior at all, but we can change our behavior. When we change our behavior, they have to change. They don't have a choice left. They need to change their behaviors because now they don't get the same things from us anymore, right? So remember, when you want to change your child's behavior, you need to change your own behavior, so they will have to act differently now, right? Reverse psychology, basically, that's we learn, right? Okay, so when do we know, how do we know, what kind of symptoms are there, when do we know they need help? Signs, very easy signs. Behavioral signs are important. Remember, if we pay attention to their behavior, we can get to the bottom of it faster. Withdrawal, they are more irritable, they drop the performance, like they are not performing well anymore. They avoid us. They avoid people. They don't want to go out with you guys. They want to stay home. I'm not going. I'm too tired. I have homework. I don't want to get out. I don't want to eat. You know, the funny part is, I'm not hungry. Right now, I'm not hungry. I'm going to eat later. You're calling them for dinner, for lunch. Come, we're all eating. I'm not coming right now. They're hungry, but they're avoiding you. You know they haven't eaten yet, but they're not coming out. Emotional signs again. They're overly sad, they're too worried, their confidence drop, right? They are looking for perfectionism. They make an assignment, no, I can't do it, it's not right, I have to do better. They wrote something and then they're crying about it, no, it's not right, I have to make it better, no, my teacher will not be happy, I have to make it good, right? Then physical signs. We all know when we have anxiety, when we have depression, our head starts hurting, our stomach starts hurting. We have to go somewhere, we have to go to the bathroom sometimes, 10 times, right? Change in appetite, fatigue, I'm too tired, I'm not coming out. Sleeping in, right? Social signs. What are the social signs? Conflict. They're fighting with their siblings, they're fighting with you. Teenagers do fight a lot because they want their dopamine to be released, and their dopamine doesn't release if we don't fight with them, so they provoke fight. So that's a different story. So in teenage, they provoke fighting because they need their dopamine to be released. They can't do it outside, so they do it at home. They provoke you to fight with them. Academic signs, you know, they can't concentrate, there is no focus, teachers are complaining, they're forgetting homework at home, or they're not bringing their assignments home, they're not showing their report cards and stuff. But the problem is not this, right? This happens to all the kids. What you have to look for is the frequency of this happening, the duration, and the intensity, right? Every kid get low marks someday. Every kid has low mood one day, and the other day the mood is okay. We all have bad days and good days, right? But if a child is having these bad days non-stop, if there is a pattern building, you have to be worried about that pattern, right? You don't do it anything if it's like 1 day or 2 days, but if it's consistent for 2 to 3 weeks, you need to actually look for it. right? And then the most important thing that I am looking within our community more and more is self-harm. They're harming themselves. I have seen a lot of kids in our community cutting themselves. They cut under the belly, they cut on the thighs, they cut under the, you can see under the armpits, right? Why do they cut themselves? The parents don't know. Their mental pain is so much that they want to avoid that mental pain by physical pain. So they hurt themselves. By doing so, they can redirect themselves from the mental pain, right? And why is there mental pain? They're getting bullied. There is a lot of racism. There is maybe language barrier. They can't talk to parents, the communication gap. Things are happening, right? There was, last year when the Gaza was like happening so much, we got called in a school because a child with mild autism, he started to go in classes and asked people, I want to build an army. So I got a call in this school that I have to deal, this is a high schooler we're talking about, that he's going nuts. He's not able to sleep, he's not telling parents, and in the classroom, he's trying to build an army. Right? So we have to talk. We have to find ways to talk to him. Right? Again, what can you do? There are steps. Once you start noticing, parents notice, mothers know. Like fathers are mostly outside, some fathers are not, but most of the time mothers know right away. But when you notice, you approach. Our approach is wrong. As mothers, we all do you know what we do? What happened? What's going on? Is there something wrong? Did anybody say something? We have questions after questions after questions. Think about it like that. If you are crying, something bad happens to you, someone will ask, what do you say? Nothing. No, everything is good. Go away. Because our brain shuts down. When a kid is in panic mode, they don't answer. Their listening ears are off. They can't tell you what happened. There is no way they will express themselves, right? Signs, symptoms. Like if you look at that table that's in front of you, anxiety, you will have excessive worry, fear, tension, because now you have to differentiate what is happening with them, right? Do they have anxiety? We all have anxiety. Usually we say, oh, they are in depression. It's not depression most of the time. In depression, you are hopeless. In depression, you don't want to do anything. In depression, you can't pray anymore. In anxiety, you have fear, right? You want to pray more. In depression, you give up. You don't want to pray anymore. Allah Ta'ala is not helping me anymore. I don't want to do anything. That's where kids start harming themselves. That's where the self-negative talks start, right? And if they have ADHD or autism side coming in, then it's like restlessness, impulsivity, like frustration. They have so many things on the ADHD and autism side. I have given a table for you guys to notice autism signs and ADHD signs because there's a lot more than before. And why is that? Because we eat hormonal food. We don't eat anything healthy anymore. So they're raising meat in factories. My son basically raised on meat. He's 17, by the way. He eats meat. Now, any age. I just got two of one client is in her 60s. We just got her diagnosed with autism. Because ladies are very good in masking, right? The men, we can see it earlier, the male children, and the way they act, the way they talk, they're very, you can say that they're very particular about certain things, right? And women are very good at masking. So the ADHD and autism, especially autism, it's very hard to diagnose for girls. We can easily diagnose in boys. Like I can see a boy, I can talk to a boy for like couple of hours and I will know, I can see the symptoms easily. It's harder for girls and women because they're good at masking, right? So, but once you know that, you will see the change. It has to be the same way, their way or no way, right? They don't want to make friends, or they want to talk to anybody, but they will talk to everybody, but nobody wants to be their friend. Because they are maybe oversharing, or maybe they're trying to hog somebody, right? So there can be a lot of symptoms that we look at. It's a very long diagnosis that we do, but nowadays we are seeing a lot of adults with neurodivergence, right? Before it wasn't that bad. So in anxiety, you can see racing thoughts, and then in depression, it's poor focus, right? ADHD is inattention, like you are very distracted, right? Or you are too hyper-focused, right? So it's like, it's way different, but it overlaps. Sometimes anxiety overlaps ADHD symptoms. So we have to, especially in children, we have to be very, very careful to actually see, is this anxiety causing the problem, or they have some other issue, or ADHD or autism going on. Because it's like, before I used to see, like if I talk 10 years ago, when we used to see maybe 1 in 10 kids in the classroom. Like I went for a teacher training last week, and I saw like teachers are telling me half of the classes now they can see the symptoms, right? So we went for neurodivergence training. Like it's like now I go a lot of in TDSB schools, and the teachers are complaining that 90% of the students have some kind of symptoms. What's going on? It's just a hormonal food, basically, mostly we are looking at, right? And then, but we have to be careful. Do they have anxiety or ADHD or autism? It overlaps at certain points, right? And then remember, the main part in this whole thing is pattern. Notice the patterns. If you see there is a pattern forming, then there is a problem. You need help. Because in this country, it's not back home that, okay, auntie is going to come and uncle is going to come and somebody else is happening, something is going on, mom is busy, then grandmother is going to come in the picture. In this country, most of us are alone, right? And even if there are grandparents available, aunties and uncles available, they're busy, right? They don't have time for children. We need to actually act faster and earlier, because our community, we have a lot of stigma. We don't want to label our children. I actually know a psychologist. She did not want to label her nephew. So the kid stayed home for 10 years, since he was born up till 10 years of age, because she didn't want to send him to the school, because she knew if her nephew will go to the school, and she's a psychologist here, he'll get labeled. He would have got therapies. He would have been better. He would have learned to live in the community better. We have a lot of tools. Like I specialize in neurodivergence, and we have so many tools that we teach these children how to survive. And the parents. Actually, it's harder on parents. Remember to notice the signs. Anyone wants to share any sign they have seen in the kids? Not yours, anyone else's kids? Any irritability, withdrawal from family, drop in grades, trouble sleeping, we all have that. What do the young kids do? They cling to us, right? Younger ones, they try to hook on to us. Mommy, where are you going? Why are you going out? Can I go with you? Can you not go? Can you cancel it? Right? There's a problem going on. A child is having non-stop stomach aches. My tummy is hurting. My head is hurting. I don't want to go out. I can't go to school. In the morning, the whole time he's fine, she's fine. Morning happens, stomach is hurting. I'm throwing up, coughing non-stop. Okay, pattern is forming. 1 day is okay, 2 days okay. You see pattern for 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, you need to figure out what's going on. right? Remember, emotional outburst, and I'm not talking about sad emotions. I'm talking about being extra happy too. A child is too happy to get out of the house. You need to know what's going on. I like to give them everything, but I have an eagle eye on them. I have 3 kids, by the way. 2 of them in uni. So we need to keep an eye on them, but we need to learn their language. That's very important. Our parents don't know their language. We need to know our kids' language. They have a lot of words that we don't understand, and if we don't understand those words, we don't know what they're doing, right? So make sure that we understand their language. So remember, seeing one sign does not mean there is a diagnosis coming in. But if there is a pattern, then you need to get help. If you look at the neuroscience view, you guys all know under 25, you don't get good insurance. You know why is that? Anybody has answer? Until you are 25 years of or 25 years old, you don't get good insurance. No, the frontal lobe is not complete. You cannot make a right decision. So the government here is smart. They give you all the rights, but they don't give you good insurance because your frontal lobe is not complete. Right? So they know that these kids cannot make decisions, but they give them all the rights. Right? So we have to remember that part, that we know their frontal lobe is not complete. They cannot make a right decision under the age of 25. So they will be moody, they will be irritable, they will be making wrong decisions.
But there is one interesting thing that after 18, the children take their own decision, even if you go to the doctors or anywhere, if they don't want their parents to be involved. So why the government make that rule that the child is authorized after 18 to take the decision if their mind is not like stabilized in one way? So this is
That's our government.
so
That's the government you're talking about. Because they are
like
corrupt.
with the
They like to play with that. They don't give them anything until they're 25. Like if there is a money involved, government don't give them any authorities.
but the 18 after 18
You're talking about 18, 12-year-old can do anything.
yeah, I know, but like
So,
officially, the 18, like if you go to the doctor or like you can go to the anything, like they need the consent from the child, not from us, right?
exactly. But that's the whole, you
So they make the age 25 at least.
they don't do that. And you know, funny thing is, you are not the only one. Yeah.
So the kid also like know that we are like take the good decisions because we are like our mind is working like in good direction because we are 25-year age and our like all the mental things are like going in the straight path because at the 18
They don't know anything.
yeah. So
But they are legally authorized to do everything.
this is very strange thing here.
Yeah, so this is what it is. You know, funny thing is, Allah Ta'ala said in Quran that you should get married early. You know why it says that? Everything in Quran has a reason. Because under 25, if you are married, you can mold. Over 25, nowadays, you know, the girls don't want to get married and the boys don't want to get married. Okay, why? Fine. But once they get married, there are more divorces. They can't make a decision. The men are always wrong now because they cannot mold anymore. Everything has a reason. In Quran, everything has a reason, right? Governments are smart. They know the kids will make wrong decisions. They will be bankrupt by 25, so the government can use it, right? So it's like the governments are smart. They don't give you what they should be giving you, but they take what they can. So it's everywhere. It's not here only, right? So it's something. Again, the teenagers have stress hormones, right? They're very moody. The cortisol is like making everything bad. Again, dopamine, they need the release of the dopamine, so they will provoke you. They will do things which you don't want them to do just to have a fight. They need a fight, right? If it's you, it's mostly mothers, because they can't do it with dads. They'll get more problems there. So it's mostly mothers. Like I do a lot of neurodivergence therapy. It's a funny story that I just remembered. So this kid, I get emergency calls sometimes. I got emergency call. I went in. This kid is my client from 5 years. He's 16. I went in. I entered. The mother called me and she was crying. So I entered and I got a kick in my belly as soon as I entered. The kid was standing. I'm like, now I can't show fear. I can't show fear. I can't show pain. I can't show anything. Right? I have to be, because this kid knows he can't. So the trigger was dad. Dad yelled at him. Okay? What did he do? He came after mom. He beat her up. Then as soon as I entered, he thought I am a weaker target because I'm a woman, so he hit me. I could control that situation. We know how to calm them down within 30 seconds to 1 minute. We calm the person down. But what he did, attacked a weaker target. He has attacked the teachers too. So same things kids do in the house. They go and provoke mothers. What do mothers do? Anybody? We complain to dads, that's different, but what do we usually do? What do you do when the kid comes and starts fighting, provoking? That's one thing. Huh? First we start yelling, okay? First we try to provoke, calm the situation down. It doesn't. With teenagers, it doesn't work. Then we start yelling. Then there is a yelling match. Then we tell dads. Then there is a consequence. What happens? The kid's dopamine got released. Now you both are fighting. Now husband and wife are fighting. The kid is happy. The dopamine is released. They are out of it. So remember, don't get provoked by your kids. They don't even remember after next morning. They don't know what they did. But you are fighting for next whole week. Don't do that. Again, they have overactive. And my kids do that same thing. I'm not lying. Yesterday I told my daughter, you need your dopamine get released. Go do something else. Go take a punching bag and do it. I'm not going to do it with you. So, and she's a neuroscience student. She's doing her last year of neuroscience. And she knows that it's going to happen. But she still provokes me. So things happen, right? Overactive amygdala. They have a very overactive amygdala. Like, the where the anxiety and reactivity system works. The kids have that. Nowadays, kids are growing up faster. So maybe you will see all this anxiety and reactivity by the age of 10 or 11. Because they watch everything ahead of time. What we didn't see till we were like 20, they have seen it when they are 5. So they have overactive reactivity. So again, but what's happening is they are learning a lot of trauma. We have so many refugees coming in. We have so many trauma-inclined students coming in the classrooms. They learn a lot firsthand. And then there is trauma response, right? They come home, they have questions they can't ask you, you're too busy working or doing something. Then they have a chronic stress building, and now their brain circuits are altering, right? Their brain circuits are developing, right? They have so much trauma taking in from social media. Oh my God, why can't we do this? Why did this happen? Why everywhere Muslims are dying? Why everybody's trying to kill us? Okay, then they see firsthand. Their brain circuits starts altering, and that's why we are seeing more and more of ADHD issues, right? Stats. My first master's was stats. I love stats, but 70% of mental health illnesses begin in childhood. We all know that. Trauma comes from childhood. If a person is mad, sad, it's from childhood. Only 1 in 4 get appropriate treatment. I think it's more or less than that. And anxiety disorders. Okay, so people ask me this question. How come kids have anxiety? Actually, kids have more anxiety. I have more kids patient than adults. And when I go visit schools, it's like I have seen so much anxiety in kids that I'm like, what's going on in this society? It's social media. It's
And when you tell them, they will deny. They know, I think, like, they have too much information. They pinpoint, they know, oh, my kid, my friend have anxiety, she has this problem, she has that problem. And then they think that if they are struggling with something, then they put the label on themselves too. So they have too much information, they don't know how to handle it. And
exactly. They don't know how to handle it. That's the whole point. They have too much information, overload,
yeah,
right?
they labeled everything. They don't know. They just said that they have this, and that's. I think that sometimes they label themselves, even they don't have it. They start feeling all these.
That's the whole issue. The thing is, you are living in a society of anxious people. Everybody has anxiety. That's what, like, I don't know any single person who doesn't have anxiety, right? Our parents had it too, but they were able to manage it because they were able to sleep. They were able to rest. We are not able to rest. We are not able to sleep. Myself, I like to sit on my phone at night too. By the way, I do therapy for the real addiction too nowadays. People have come to me for, yeah, I can't just stop myself. Like, so what we have done is like, okay, so put an hour, alarm for an hour. Then after an hour, you're not gonna stop. Put 40 minutes, then 30 minutes, then 20 minutes, then 10 minutes. So put it so at least you're not up till 4 a.m. So it's all of us, right? It's so interesting. And our algorithm knows what we want to see so that it just keeps coming, right? So, look here. Anybody wants to share any struggling child behavior, anything? No? Okay. Okay.
After reading this, so as a father, I know there are some symptoms all the time. But the problem here is that we don't know whether it is ADHD or it is bipolar or it is like autism. So somebody has to diagnose that, right?
So what do? We do assessments, right? We have tons of assessments that we do. We talk to the child, we talk to the parents, we talk to the teachers, we talk to any guardian they have. So ADHD or autism is not like I will only assess a child by himself. I will be assessing the whole environment. So what do? We go to the house, we go to the school, we check what is going on. Is it actually autism or is it the environment, right? Is it too many people in the house with too many opinions, right? Fathers have different opinions, mothers have different opinions, then grandparents, if they are living there, they have different opinions. Uncle says something different, auntie says something different, and then teachers say something different, friends say something different. So it's like so many things. It confuses them too, right? So we need to actually eliminate all the environmental factors, all the other social factors, and then we focus on the child himself or an adult himself, and then figure it out what is actually wrong. Do they have autism more? Do they have ADHD more? Or is there the symptoms are overlapping? Because usually when they have autism, there is somewhere ADHD existing. Again, autism has no medication available. ADHD do have medications. I do hear that, again, with some people that when we recommend you should take ADHD medication, especially in women at an older age if they are hyperactive, they say, oh, everybody has ADHD. Oh, I went to the doctor and doctor said, these medications are, once you start, you have to take it all the time. Okay? You have diabetes, you take the medication every day, right? You have heart disease, you take the medication every day. We human beings are not, we didn't learn a lot about brain yet, right? We are way behind in brain. If you have heart disease, you take medication every day, right? It's like you have to, it's just your faith in it. So when you have a problem in the brain, what's wrong with taking a medication every day?
There is stigma with that.
Stigma,
People don't want
exactly.
to tell about the mental health because they think that they talk about mental health. The people think that their kid is like mentally sick or he's psycho. So there's so many things because we are all belong from the country where mental health is way behind. Nobody
You know,
wants to
funny
talk
thing is,
about mental health.
you know what is funny? Islam brought mental health,
Yeah.
right? Islam actually uh, provided our prophet every single night he did CBT, the cognitive behavior therapy. He actually did that every single night. He used to sit with Sahaba, he used to listen to them, they used to discuss each other's problem. So what is therapy, right? They listen. There is a whole chapter in Quran, Shura, right? Consultation. It's not about some law or something. It's about consultation. We have to consult with each other. Parents don't want to talk to, like, tell anybody, like, we have a problem at home or our kids are struggling. That, oh, they will call our kids crazy.
Even if you go somewhere, like people easily talk about like we have cholesterol, we have like blood pressure, we have like sugar, but nobody tell you that we have mental illness too, that we are taking
And
into
it's not illness.
yeah.
It's just a problem. I have a heart problem, or I have a diabetes problem, or I have autism problem, or I have ADHD problem. This is just a problem. It's just something disease, right?
Find
Brain.
anyone who will tell you that I'm taking like depression medicine or anxiety epidemic. They don't want to discuss with anyone.
Exactly.
They want to hide it.
They want to hide it.
Yeah, this is the main issue because that's why the mental illness is way behind. And now in our community, it is like way too much. Like today in the news, I hear like 19-year-old kid yesterday died like because of all these things in Calgary.
Yeah, there is a kid in Markham died. She killed herself in the York University, right? There is another kid who killed actually, she was the patient of my other friend, and she cut her mom in pieces.
Mom,
Yeah, like here in Scarborough, right? So why? She was sick. She couldn't get help in the right time, right? It's too much. Mom starts asking questions and non-stop questions, and one day she just snapped.
so what is the best way when your kid is in angry and you are also angry? What is the right way to like?
We're going to come to that. We're going to come to that. Okay. Again, warning signs. Let's look at the warning. Because that's where what I want to talk about. Don't talk to children. Don't ask questions. We have to change our approach. We used to have a different approach when our parents will say, what happened? We will tell them what happened. Right? Now these kids don't tell us what happened. We have to approach them differently. Remember, we have to change our behavior to change them. Right? Again,
You said there is no medication for autism, right? From your experience, what's the percentage of people who recover from autism with certain treatments?
okay, autism is like diabetes. You never recover from it, you manage it. Okay, so it's like you manage the symptoms, right? When you have diabetes, you manage symptoms. When you have thyroid issue, you manage symptoms, right? So autism is the same thing. You increase your vitamins because basically if your vitamin levels are very low, I have seen children with autism have very low vitamin D, very low iron, very low, like you will see a lot of vitamin deficiencies in them. You increase your vitamin intake, you have to have constant therapy working. You have to learn how to work with them. Remember, a neurodivergent brain is a different brain. We all have neurotypical brain, that's a sheep brain, right? We all follow. Neurodivergent brain is different. So we actually don't know how to talk to a neurodivergent brain because our brain is limited. So if you look at a neurodivergent brain scan, it's a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. All of our neurotypical brain is same way. So again, we don't have extra knowledge about that kind of brain, so we can't tell how to work with it. But remember one thing, all the big people, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Trump, they are all neurodivergent, right? A neurotypical person cannot have we can go to a certain level, we cannot exceed from that certain level. A neurodivergent brain actually exceeds. I'm telling you, I have children. I have a child that I worked with. He was in grade 4, he was doing grade 10 level math, but he couldn't talk. Parents were more focused about making him talk than focusing about increasing his skill. Right? So you have to understand that a neurodivergent brain, a child with autism, comes with every person who has some kind of ability, we call it a neurodivergent person, they come with a special ability. One special ability, we need to figure that ability out, and then we need to harness that ability. We have to focus on the ability more than focusing on the abilities he doesn't have. Right? Because it's not the neurotypical person that's going to do English, math, science. He's not going to do that. He's going to do one thing that he's perfect in. And we need to harness that. Right? So remember, every person who's neurodivergent has a special ability, comes with a quality. Right? A deaf person comes with extra senses. He can sense from the air movement where the voice is coming from. He can't hear it, right? Same way, a neurodivergent person comes with a different ability, right? So again, if you see, so some warning signs you all know, regression and stuff, we don't need to talk about it. Okay, understand what it is. Mental illness is combination of biology plus environment, right? We forget about the environment mostly. Oh, maybe it's genetic. His mom was like that. Maybe it's coming from that. No, genetics work, yes, they have their own part, but the environment matters the most, right? Either you can help a person with mental health, or you can destroy the health, right? Again, genetics increase vulnerability, but not the destiny. I'm very, I need everybody to know that, yes, if a mother has a mental illness, maybe schizophrenia, maybe some other kind of illness, it can come to the child. But if we know it on the earlier hand, if we can, parents can see. Parents can know when the child has a problem. So when you see a problem, you notice it right away, get help right away, it won't increase. Right? It will manage. So, again, schizophrenia has medication. You manage the medication, you will always be okay. Sleep deprivation. Our kids don't sleep. You close the door, you say, Allah Hafiz, Allahumma bismiyam, Allahumma bika mutu wahaya, read dua, read qul, you come back out. 30 minutes later, you go back in, they're on the phone. The light is on, the Nurani chehra, beautiful Noor is coming out from everybody's rooms. I have 3 kids, I can enter every child's room and I can see the Noor, mashallah. And my husband can see the Noor because sometimes I'm on the phone too. So again, sleep deprivation is a big cause of mental health, right? So again, the one more thing that's important is gut and brain. If your gut is unhealthy, your brain will be unhealthy. It's very important that you take care of your gut, right? Inflammation in the gut will cause problems in your brain. Inflammation in your brain will cause problem in your gut. How do you know? When you have anxiety, you're going somewhere, when you're traveling, or you have to go somewhere, what will happen is your stomach will start hurting. Right? And then same thing happens, the vice versa. We know children are amana. We can't deny that. People say, oh, I don't know how I will raise my child. Oh, I don't know what will happen. Can you raise your finger on your own? Can you breathe? If I tell you guys right now, you are breathing manually, you can't breathe. Count your breaths. It will be hard for you to breathe. You want to try that? I have tried that. It's very hard. If you start noticing your breathing, I just started noticing it. Okay. So if you start noticing that you're breathing, you can't breathe. So we can't raise our children. Allah Ta'ala sent them to us as an amana. We are just caretakers. We cannot do anything to them without His permission. We have to take care of them, and taking care means we cannot always yell at them either. Our Prophet showed emotional attunement to children. He said, love the children, you cannot beat them up, right? Only if they don't pray. You can beat them up here, they'll call 911. Islam encourages compassion, we know that, and then tawakkul. You know, I am certified in DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, but what do dialectical behavior therapy do? It's actually basic Islam. Tawakkul, radical acceptance. So it's the biggest thing that we do in DBT is radical acceptance, right? You need to have tawakkul. Tie your camel and then work hard and do dua after that, right? So all these techniques that we use, CBT, DBT, all of them are derived from Quran, derived from Islam, right? The first mental hospital you all know was made in Persia. All the psychology books are made from a Persian writer, right? Everything is made by Islam. So everything is derived from Quran. We learn to do counseling from our Prophet ﷺ, right? So whenever I'm doing therapy, I'm saying I'm doing sunnah so I can get extra sawab, right? And then we should never be desperate from Allah's mercy, right? Again, observe patterns. Now your question, how should we talk to the kids? Calm communication. So what do? I stop myself. Okay, so let's suppose you heard a loud bang from the kitchen. What will you do? Run, right? What happened? What happened? Who did that? What's going on? Tod do. Sab kuch tod do. That's the Urdu word mothers use, right? So you are not going to run. You're going to stay seated. Unless you hear somebody is screaming and crying that I broke my hand or something, just keep seated. Whatever is broken now. You can't do anything. You have to buy a new one anyway. So what's the point of rushing and making the situation worse? Just sit, finish your tea or whatever. If the kid starts crying, I can't pick up. Now, okay, I'm coming. Walk away from there. If you're not wearing slippers, then stay there for a minute. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to come. Don't run because you're going to make them panic. And when they are in panic mode, they're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. Funny example, my daughter was 2 years old. Now she's older, way older. She got burned. Hot water fell on her leg. And I do therapy. I was like working with students at the time, and I tell people to stay calm. I panicked. I called 911, and it was December. It was the day after, that attack happened in APS school in Pakistan. So I was very upset about that. And then it happened to my daughter, and I called 911, and the firefighters came, and they were like taking her, and I tried to go outside bare feet. He stopped me. He held my shoulder and said, stop. You are making her nervous. You are making her panic more. Calm down. Take a deep breath. She's okay. You're going to be okay. Whatever happened has happened. She's fine, by the way. It was nothing. I panicked more. So again, whatever happened has happened. Your panic will make the situation worse. Stop. So DBT technique, stop. When something happens, S for stop. T, take a step back instead of rushing. O, observe. P, paced breathing, and then step. Proceed with caution, right? Anytime your child is in a panic mode, you see your child is screaming and crying, don't run to them unless they're having an accident and you have to help. First, you calm yourself down because your vibes, they can feel it. If you are panicking inside, your heart is racing, they can feel it. They're pure, like animals can feel it, right? Before the storm comes. So the children can feel it too. If a mother's heartbeat is fast, they can feel it. Stop. Take a deep breath before you step forward. Because you have to deal with it anyway, right? Responding to distress. instead of what happened, I see you're having a tough moment. I'm here with you. You're safe. Remind them they're safe. You okay? I'm here if you need help. Let them cry. They're crying, right? Give them space. Your feelings make sense. Understand, try to tell them that it's okay to cry. I have a university student, 18-year-old, came to me and he was in distress, anxiety, and then at a moment he started crying, bawling. And then he said, is it okay if I cried? I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed. I said, don't be embarrassed. It's okay to cry. He said, my father said that men cannot cry. He got bullied in the school. He was abused. It's okay to cry. It was a safe space for him to cry. He felt better. He could at least share, right? What can you ask instead of what happened? Do you want water? Do you need space? Do you need a break? Walk away for a moment. Don't walk away for a long time. Walk away for a moment. They will say, oh my God, they just left me. What happened? Did she just leave? Remember, you're playing with the brain game here, right? Brain. Did she just leave? She didn't ask me what happened. Oh, he just went out. So they will actually start reacting. Tell them it's okay to ask for help. I'm here for help. Everyone needs help. I need help. You know, usually what we say, oh, we were very low. We crossed rivers to go to school. I heard a lot of people telling stories to the kids. Oh, we did this, we did that to work, right? Tell them that we made mistakes. Tell them that we had issues. Tell them when we were growing up, when we were going to university, we got bullied too. It's okay to tell them that you had trouble. It's okay to tell them that there was an issue with you too. They will feel comfortable in talking to you. Don't tell them, oh, you are the perfect person, because we are not. If you ask our mothers, they will cry for it. Talking about feelings help us, and then you're not alone. Remind them again and again when you're talking, you know what, this happened to me. Make up a story. Then you are opening a doorway to talk. Emotions. Give your children a lot of emotional vocabulary, right? I love having the emotional wheel. One of my clients actually printed pillow cushions, the cushions out of it. She said, oh, it really helps, right? She was going through a lot of grief. And why it helps? So if you look at, let's suppose, if we look at sadness, right? Mama, I'm feeling sad. Or, are you sad? Okay. What kind of sad? What do you mean by sadness? Are you disappointed? Are you shameful? What kind of sadness are you feeling? Give your young children a lot of emotional vocabulary. Okay, you're feeling disappointed. Are you displeased? So you are actually, what's happening now, their focus is redirected, right? Now they're thinking, what kind of sadness I'm feeling? So if the further you go, the redirected they are, they're expressing themselves more, they're assessing themselves more, their emotions will get controlled, right? If they're too happy, too overactive, ask them what kind of happiness they're feeling. You look too happy. Why? Right? So go through it. So have all the kids, even us, should have a lot of emotional, vocabulary. Grounding. Then I always say, before you approach your children, before you want to know what happens, ground yourself. How do you ground yourself? Anybody wants to do a technique, closing eyes thing, or you're good? Okay, we don't do it. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, I really look into it. Close your eyes, take 3, 4 deep breaths. Think about 5 things you saw, name them. 4 things you can feel. Touch around you, closing eyes. Maybe you felt 4 things. 3 things you can hear: the fan, the computer, the TV noise, children screaming outside. You are grounding yourself. Keep your eyes closed. Take deep breaths. 2 things you can smell. You can smell your own breath if you're not smelling anything else. Maybe the food you cooked yesterday, maybe the candle, anything, and then taste. People say, oh, I don't know, I didn't eat anything. Because when we do constantly in an office setting, You can taste your saliva. There's a taste of saliva, right? Again, regulate yourself in the home. Ground yourself. Grounding is important. Belly breathing is important. Changing temperature is important. So usually what I do when you are in a panic mode, especially as women, we get a lot of panic mode moments. What can we do? And men too, by the way. You are having a tough day at work. Go outside, just without jacket for a moment. Fresh, the coldest air will hit your face. Move your hands a little bit harder. Intense exercise. We call it TIP. Temperature change, intense exercise, then sit down and pace breathing. It takes a minute. At home, have a coldest water, just put it on your face. Jump up and down. You can't jump, you're too old, your knees are not working. Move your hands, move your neck, do something intensely for a second, for like 20 seconds maybe. And then sit down and take pace breathing. What are you doing? You're redirecting your brain, you're resetting your brain from that panic moment, right? You have to reset because panic attacks cause brain damage. Panic attacks cause Alzheimer's slowly, right? Reduce, okay, for the children, I do it all the time with children, give them an ice cube in the mouth. Give them cold water. Just drink water, one sip. They don't want to drink water, put twice ice on their face. Just cold water on their face. Change of temperature, jump with them if they're younger for a minute. Then hug them, take deep breaths. Right? Allah Ta'ala said, until 7 years of age, keep them close to your heart, right? Give them affection, give them touch. Doesn't matter if your child is older, you see them in trouble, hug them. Fathers especially, it's okay to hug your child. It's okay to hug your sons. They don't want to be hugged, grab them anyway, right? Because if you don't, somebody else will. And people are waiting for it. Connection time. And I am doing it at home, so I can say this. Because every night, every dinner time, I sit with my husband and my children. We talk about our day. What did you do? And we start with us. So we tell them, oh, this happened, this bad thing happened, that good thing happened. Tell them so they can share. There's one worst thing that parents do, and mothers do especially. They don't tell what they did all day. Kids think that, oh, they're home, right? Some mothers work, some mothers don't. Tell them what to do. When you left, I picked up your dishes if you're not working. I cleaned up the house. I broomed the house. Even if you watch TV, I watch TV because of you, because I was learning about you. Put everything on them. But tell them what you did. Our mothers, do you know what they do? Oh, we don't celebrate Mother's Day. We are Muslims. Every day is Mother's Day. Yeah, but then your child doesn't give you a Mother's Day gift. That means he's learning not to give you any gift at all. Once they get married, you are jealous because he's buying everything to the wife. Yeah, he's learned that. His wife is asking for a gift. You said, no, we're okay, we're fine. No, we're not. Now my kids are older, my daughter is 21, but when they were younger, I actually used to buy stuff for myself and make them give it to me. So they learn. We're teaching them, right? My mother-in-law, I grab her and make her hug the son. Because I said, then you will say that I'm not letting him hug you, or he's not coming to you because I said so. Right? So give them affection. Make them buy you things, and when they bring you things, don't say, no, why did you spend money on us? We're okay. Tell them, thank you. Thank you for doing this. Even if you don't like it, just take it. Maybe give it to someone else, but don't give it back to them. Don't say, oh no, it's not my color, it's not my choice. Take it, right? Again, when to seek professional help, I want to finish it off. We can talk about it all day. When symptoms last more than 2 weeks, when they don't want to go to school, when you see severe withdrawal, food, appetite, school, friends, social circle, aunties, uncles, self-harm statements. I'm going to kill myself. I'm not going to school. I'm going to run away. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's scary. And I have seen kids doing a lot of bad things. So yes, I'm working in this community from last almost 20 years. I have seen a lot. Aggression, beyond typical behavior. Kids fight, that's okay. They fight, they hit each other, they say things, it's okay in a normal sense. When it's beyond, when you see there is not typical anymore, there is something that they are bringing from outside, you know when it happens. Parents know, right? And when the child is hopeless, no, it's not working. Hopeless is depression. Depression is very important to be treated. Again, early support, parenting is not about perfection. We are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. We cannot be perfect. We are just human beings. So it's okay. Be present. Be present in their life. Tell them it's okay to ask for help. How can you tell them? You ask them for help, even if you don't need it. You know, my father, he's 80 years old, 80 plus years old. He reads Quran every day. He can read Quran without looking at it. He'll call me occasionally and he will send me a picture of an ayah and say, I can't read this. Can you tell me what it is? And I'm like in a meeting, I'll leave the meeting and I'll go pick up the phone and I'll call him, okay, this is the, I know why he's doing that. I work in psychology, I know why he's doing that. And then what I do, why don't you call my son and do it? I can't read it too. Then he calls my son. So what's happening is, it's connection, communication. We are telling them we don't know something, then they can come to us and tell us they don't know something, right? We are teaching them. Behaviors are learned. They can be unlearned. Right? Again, anything persistent you see, if you see an autism signs, if you are, like you asked, if you are seeing there is a difference in the brain, there is something you're noticing, ask for help, we can do assessments, right? And Nasiha, again, every Nasiha's numbers are available, you can call them, there is free service available through them, and you can get help, right? So this is it. If you have any questions. Okay, sorry about that. It's in the paper too. It's okay.
The wait line and everything is too long. Like how to get help? Like if you need something, kids want to talk or mothers want to talk, then we don't know how to approach something.
They have a 24/7 helpline.
And just call and
Call them,
because if you go
right?
to the family doctor system or something, there is
Oh, that's a very long wait. That's the thing. If the free help has a big lineup, right? So that's why there is a lot of Muslim mental health associations now. They are available 24/7. They have availability. The brother is there. He can help you out. They have helpline, so that you can email them. There is my email address too on the page. If you want any, you can do that. But on the CHA's phone is there. They're very good at that. They're very active in that. So you can ask them, call them.
because the free line, like whatever if you want to get, it's a long waiting.
Yes, it's a long waiting period for the government stuff because it's not. So remember, if it's covered, then it's a huge lineup. Like back home is the same thing, right? It's a government system, then it's a huge lineup. They have a free helpline. I don't know how that works. The brother is good to talk. You can ask him how the system works, and you can call them. There is online therapy programs. There is a lot of programs. There is reduced cost programs. They have a lot of stuff that you can work with, right? There is a lot of therapists that they charge very low, right? Because they want to help. So it's fine. You can help.
The services are free. Most of
Yeah.
the services they provide free. Nasiha,
Yeah, it's free.
7 helpline, you can call, they will direct your call to the right person.
Exactly.
Also, Nasiha is the only Muslim organization providing this service for now, because before we are going to leave and all the services